Hi Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your February 1st to the 15th, 2024 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, and it gets this channel seen by the YouTube algorithm. So thank you so very much for doing so. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. So we have the Queen of Cups reversed. We have the Page of Pentacles reversed. Interesting. We're having a little bit of difficulty right now, not contacting, but like staying in contact with our inner child. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. We then have the Chariot in the upright position. The Knight of Swords reversed. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. And the Ace of Cups. So this is very interesting, because we have the Queen of Cups and we have the Ace of Cups. So this is God's source spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, handing us a gift of healing, beautiful love. Now, are we going to be taking it right away? Actually, no, which seems a little counterintuitive from getting such a beautiful gift. But what spirit is going to be showing us is that right now, our emotions are a little bit intense. They can be all over the place. We could be having also a bit of trouble with a water sign energy, a Pisces, a Scorpio, a Cancer. We do have Cancer energy coming here in the upright position. So we also have a really good energy, relationship with a Cancer. Understand also, Capricorn, that Cancer is our sister sign. So it can bring out the best in us or it can bring out the worst in us. That's just something to be aware of. Now, with the Queen of Cups reversed, there is a sense. Okay. So when I first put it down, somebody's having trouble with their mom or with mothering or with something around that. So that just needs to be acknowledged for whomever is listening, where you're like, yeah, that's me. Okay. Then that's you. It's coming up right here. And it can be really hard because it doesn't feel like, it either doesn't feel like the gifts that you're being given are the gifts that you want. You're like, what is this type of thing? And that's energetically speaking. It's not gifts showing up on your doorstep type of thing, though it could be. But also here, it can be like the way that you express things and the way that it's coming through as a mom, but it doesn't have to be a mom. It could be somebody who has just very mothering, nurturing energy to them, all right? Or the person who raised you, and it might not be your mom, right? It can be that right now you guys are on different pages. So stepping back and just meditating on love and coming from a place of connecting with love, that's going to be really, really, really beneficial at like bridging gaps during this time of being like, okay, that's not working for me. Maybe I just focus on love and see where that takes me. So that's going to be something that's very interesting. Now, for everybody, every Capricorn, it's going to be really super interesting just to start focusing on love, just to calm things down and focusing on nurturing yourself. You're trying to push yourself too far. That's also what the Queen of Cups reverse represents. Like, I'm trying to push myself too far. I'm trying to get too much done. I'm not taking care of me. So being aware of that during this time is also going to be super beneficial. With the Ace of Cups reverse, there's healing, beautiful love coming in, but it can almost be like, it's too much right now. Like, it's too much. I'm dealing with too much. I don't need to be, emotionally, psychically overwhelmed. I just need to embrace where I stand right now. Now, with the Page of Pentacles reversed, be very mindful. Be very mindful of not connecting with your inner child. Be very mindful of having, certain wants and needs that weren't met when we were little, starting to overwhelm us, starting to make us doubt, starting to come up during this time as well. If we do the simple exercise of connecting with our inner child, that's going to be super, super, super important. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. And if you want to skip this part, then just fast forward through. But visualize yourself as you are now, standing with your arms open or crouching down with your arms open. And see the child that you were running into those open arms. And say to that kid, I love you. I'm here for you. I will always be here for you, as you wrap your inner child up in this beautiful big hug. And you let that child know, I will always believe in you. I will always stand up for you. I will always listen to you. I am always on your side. And I love you. And I will always love you. And that's powerful. We're going to see that we're also taking the reins of our emotions with the Chariot. We're taking the reins energetically, emotionally, and moving forward. Now, the Knight of Swords reversed, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. If we're born on the cusp with Aquarius, or we have air sign energy in our chart, this can be a little bit like sticky wicket for us. We want to be pushing forward. We want to go after things. This could be making us a lot more brass and a lot more rash than we want to be. So just be mindful about that during this time, that the Knight of Swords is the White Knight card. It's slaying the dragons. It's rescuing the princess. It's, cutting through the poisons. It's all that great stuff. But when it's reversed, it's saying that's what I'm going to do. But it's whenever a knight is reversed, it comes to it with too much anger to actually get things done. Except push things forward with more frustration and anger. So just be aware of that during this time. And again, we could have a hard time connecting with water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. So let's see what Spirit has to say. And if you're interested in entering to receive a free reading, put a snowflake in the comment box below. A person will be chosen at random and announced in a separate video on the 1st of February. So good luck to everyone. Do not be scammed by anybody contacting you in the comment box. It will not be me. All information will be given out in the video that will be posted on the 1st of February. Okay. And if you're interested in purchasing a private reading, a private personalized meditation, or healing, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. So we have faith and we have soulful reversed. We need to embrace our faith in ourselves, our faith in what we desire in our lives, and the faith of how we're moving forward. And that's going to be relatively easy for us. It's interesting that faith is relatively easy for us, but soulful isn't. Filling our souls, taking time to fill our souls, connect with us, embrace what we love. That's going to be a little bit more difficult. So do be mindful about this during this time. Now it moves us then to our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This is rebirth. This is the Earth Star chakra located 6 inches below our feet. We are going to see that we are reborn. We are going to see that we're moving forward in a way that connects us more with our earthly energy, our earth sign energy, because we are an earth sign. And we're going to see a transformation happening around us, what we're focusing on, the way that we want to move forward, and what we're moving to. So that's going to be a pretty big deal. And that's going to be making us pretty darn happy. It moves us then to our energy to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Here we have the Princess of Pentacles reversed, which is, and why I laugh, is the Page of Pentacles. It's just called the Princess of Pentacles in the Druid Craft deck. So do be mindful, again, not connecting with our inner child, but also we can be being a little bit brash or rash about certain things. So be aware of this during this time, that we're going to be like, oh, I'm just going to push forward. I'm just going to get this done, especially with money. We can be a little bit more foolish, a little bit more careless, a little bit more like not looking at the big picture type of thing. So do be aware of this. So let's see how the cards correlate with the astrology of this time. On the 1st of February, we have the moon in Scorpio squared Pluto in Aquarius. We need to be mindful of struggles around power and control. Because we have the Knight of Swords reversed, we may not handle this in the best way. So just be mindful about this. It will also be very easy for us on the 1st to be sucked into drama. Don't let it happen. Don't let it happen. Be very mindful of getting pulled into other people's drama. Keep your cool, keep yourself centered. On the 2nd, we have Mercury in Capricorn, sextile Neptune in Pisces. We're going to have a really great imagination during this time. Our imaginative abilities are going to be on point. We need to connect with our hobbies, things that bring us joy. That's going to be a game changer. Now, on the 3rd, we have the moon in Scorpio, sextile Mercury in Capricorn. We are kept busy with a lot of different projects, a lot of different ideas. Our mind is jumping from one thing to the other. We can be a bit disorganized. We have to see what really sparks our heart. We can be caught up again in kind of like a get rich quick type of deal. But Spirit is saying, look at your heart, look at what you love, center yourself. That's going to be really important. On the 4th, okay, we have the moon in Sagittarius, squared Saturn in Pisces. We are a little bit impatient, a little bit restless. We're lacking discipline. This is a day where we'd really just like to turn over in bed, pull the covers up over our head, and just be done with it. Since we can't do that, or most likely we cannot do that, we just have to be calmer and less demanding with ourselves. We have to show ourselves love, which is going to be something that is actually going to be rather difficult for us to do during this time. It's almost going to be you have to earn that love. And Spirit's like, why? Why not just wrap everybody and everything up in a good dose of love? That's really important. On the 5th, we have Mercury entering into Aquarius. Now, this brings sudden insights and inspiration. We are thinking outside of the box. We're moving forward. This is going to help us move forward to expanding our ideas for the future, or like how, like really embracing change, like how we're moving forward, what we're going after. So that's going to be really cool. Also on the 5th, we have Mercury in Aquarius, conjunct Pluto in Aquarius. We are really focusing here. We're super intense. We're super driven. We're looking at the I want to say the itty bitty of things, like the nitpicky things. So just be mindful about this. We feel very comfortable in this energy of being detail oriented, getting things done, being focused. But the kind of kicker for this day is that we need to pay attention to these flashes of intuition and premonition that are coming our way. And it will be really easy for us just to completely ignore that because it's not based in fact. And it's like, why would I waste my time with this silliness? On the 6th, we have the moon in Capricorn, trine Jupiter in Taurus. Our outlook is astoundingly optimistic. We are focused. We look on the bright side, and that's going to be a really good thing for us. It's really going to be that time where we see the chariot, we're pulling in the reins, and we can also kind of see these glimpses of our heart's desire coming forward. Now, because we are going to see these glimpses from time to time, we can't be frustrated with why isn't it here right now? So just be mindful about that as well, Capricorn. Some of you are going to be dealing with, having this really, intense drive, this really intense beauty and purpose leading you forward. And it's like, that this should be happening, but it's not. And Spirit's like, yeah, okay. Know that it happens on my time, not thy time. It's not going to happen on your time here, Capricorn. As much as we want it to, it is going to happen on Spirit's time. And this is a time where we need to say to ourselves, first of all, how many times can I say time? But it's going to be, yeah, this time frame, we're going to be looking at ourselves and saying, okay, this is what I want. How do I hold it to my heart and not let it eat me up that I don't have it? How do I hold it to my heart and let it move me forward? Because we're going to be tested. And that's just going to be a thing, Capricorn. We're going to be tested. We're going to be tested with our childhood ideas around money. Now, this is wealth or what we value as much as money. Now, this can be that we always thought we'd be super, super rich and money would never be a problem. And that's great. We can absolutely think that way as children. But then when we run into obstacles as we grow older, it can really be a harsh blow. It doesn't have to even be anything big. It could just be like, oh, I wasn't expecting this, like at all. So do be mindful about that if that's the way that it went down. But also there can be the sense of you've internalized a lot of the battles around money, the importance of money, the power that money brings, the freedom that money brings, and there's just this battle around it. This is going to be something I always have to fight around, or I always have to fight for my freedom. I always have to fight for my independence. And Spirit's like, take the fight out of it. Take the fight out of it. Wrap it in love. I love my freedom. I love my independence. Even if you feel like, oh, well, I have to go to my 9-to-5 job. That's not freedom. No, it's not freedom. You get to go to your 9-to-5 job and have money on the table to, move things forward, to pay the electricity and stuff like that. We could be mad and we could say that's not where I'm staying. And I get that completely. I have worked jobs that I have hated with every ounce of my being, and going to work was like, I would rather have my teeth pulled. But if we look at things and we say, I'm working towards my goal. I'm working towards my goal. And this doesn't get to define me. That's the game changer, because you're taking back your power. On the 7th of February, we have Venus in Capricorn, trine Uranus in Taurus. We're really going to be working on changing our relationships, like adding to our relationships, strengthening our relationships, connecting with new people, connecting with new social circles, like broadening our horizons. Again, we're taking the reins. We also have Mars in Capricorn, sextile Neptune in Pisces on this day. We are very creative. We are very insightful. We are inspired to take action. Our imagination is just driving us forward. And this is going to be fun. It can really be fun. And that mixed with like, I want deeper connection. I want to get out and meet more people. That's going to be a really great thing. It's going to be a really fun combination. On the 8th of February, we have the Sun in Aquarius, squared Uranus in Taurus. It is really easy on this day to give in to impulses, especially with the Knight of Swords reverse. We already have it super easy in the cards to give into impulses, to just be like, I'm going, I'm doing. And with the Knight of Swords, when it's reverse, it's always we think later. We do first, we think later. And that's not the way you want to go down with things. Like, that's not the way to do things. But also be aware, even though we can fall into impulsivity during this time, everybody can. we're also going to see that we're getting to the heart of a lot of issues that have held us back, a lot of things that have kept us small, that have kept us quiet, that have kept us stuck. And it's not going to be what we thought it was. The issues that we had, the hurts, the pains, the disappointments, the angers, the upsets, and we think, oh, it's all this person's fault, or it's all around this. And then we start to look at it during this time and it's like, oh, that wasn't what I was expecting to be revealed. So just be aware of that, because we're taking this heart energy, moving it forward, taking the reins. And also remember, the chariot was only driven by people of prominence and importance. It was said, like, one of the hypotheses, I remember when I was younger watching a documentary on King Tut, because I just thought Egypt, was so cool. Still do. But one of the hypotheses of how he died, which I think has been disproven, was that he fell off the back of a chariot, because only pharaohs, only noble people were allowed to ride chariots. So here, when Spirit says, you have a chariot, your nobility, your prominence, your power. And in the realm of our souls and our spirit and our connection with this universe, you are. So taking that and holding yourself with that type of dignity and respect for you, that's important. Okay. So now on the 9th, we have the moon in Aquarius squared Uranus in Taurus. This is an icky day for everybody. I'm just going to go with icky because we're astoundingly impatient. We are really going to find it hard to maintain our self-control. This is going to be a really hard day, especially for anybody who has to teach anything. If you are a teacher, if you're a professor, if you're a lecturer, if you are, giving any sort of courses, any sort of, anything on this time, like during this time on the 9th, if you can cancel, do so. If you can't, make it as simple as possible. Make it as simple as possible, because you're not going to have the patience for it. You're just not. There's just going to be like nails on a chalkboard. So just be mindful about this. So just like calm and center yourself. Now, I do see the 10th, which is Mercury in Aquarius squared Jupiter in Taurus, as kind of being a hangover day. 9th, super annoying energy has come forward. And the 10th, we're still kind of reeling from it emotionally and spiritually. So just be mindful, a bit lazy, not a bit lazy. We're lazy. We need a break. We need to step back. And that's going to be an important thing as well. On the 11th, this is our payday. This is the payoff for having to go through the 9th and the 10th. And this is going to be a time where we bring more balance into our life. We're going to see that our life is easier when we start to balance, when we start to simplify, when we start to step into our energy and ourselves. We start to become more secure. And we're going to see in the month of February, as we're moving forward, it's like, no, I want that security. I want that balance. I want that sense of insight and beauty. On the 12th, we have the moon in Pisces conjunct Neptune in Pisces. And compassion, empathy, sensitivity, this is really going to be our keywords for this time. We need to move forward in understanding. Helping others is going to it's going to swell our hearts. It's going to move us forward. It's going to make us more successful. And that's a really cool thing. We then have on the 13th, we have Mars entering into Aquarius. We are driven. We are determined. This makes us enthusiastic. It makes us motivated. We're focusing on our future. We're being unconventional. We're stepping out of, the box. And we're really enthusiastic about our dreams and what we desire. Also on the 13th, we have Venus in Capricorn sextile Neptune in Pisces. Our relationships are really going to benefit from a gentle touch. And that's not physically speaking, that's emotionally speaking during this time. Yes, physically, a gentle touch is so important, but also emotionally, just coming to things with gentle energy, coming to things with the I love you wrapped around us. That's going to be really, really, really important. And it's going to be really powerful. This is a day, it's funny because the 13th's energy is much more conducive to the 14th, which is Valentine's Day, right? Then the 13th, which is just the day before Valentine's Day. So just be mindful about this. Our heart is more open. We feel really good with our heart being open. We're kind of even starting to see these gifts of love and connection come forward. So that's going to be really fun. Now the 14th, with Mars in Aquarius conjunct Pluto in Aquarius, this is us really focusing on our future. We can totally miss, the I love you day, as my nephew calls it, and move into I have to work. I have to get this done. I have to keep on going. I'm super focused type of energy. So just be mindful about this. Take some of the energy from the 13th and hold it to your heart during this time. And be mindful that yes, we can be super passionate. Yes, we can be super driven, but we also have to take time to slow down and embrace what we love, and embrace love. And it doesn't mean we have to be in a relationship. I don't want anybody to think, oh, if I'm not in a relationship, what does the 14th matter? The 14th is a day that, yes, we are told to consume more to tell people that we love them. But it can also be a day where we just simply remember to say, I love you, and you matter, and I'm connected to you. And you don't have to be in a romantic relationship, but just to say, I love you. And to say it to yourself, to say it to those whom you love, that's important. I remember I was working somewhere. I think I was working at a bookstore, and it was the 14th, and I didn't even realize it. And this little boy came up to me, and he had made cards, and he was handing them out. And he gave me a hug, and he said, I love you. And he handed me a card, and he walked away. I didn't know this little boy at all. And it was the sweetest thing. And I remember to this day. And it happened years upon years ago. So just know that. Just know that with this energy. It's super important. On the 15th, we have the moon in Taurus conjunct Uranus in Taurus. This is a time for change, whether it be big change, whether it be small change. This is a time for change. So let's see our subconscious energy. We have here angelic reverse. We need to listen to our angels. They're right there with us. Their wings are wrapped around us. Are we listening to them? No, not really. Are we frustrated with why they're not helping us? Yeah. Yeah. But they're frustrated with us because we're not listening. So do be mindful about this. They're like, it goes both ways. Our subconscious chakra energy is the root chakra and its abundance. At the root of us is abundance. But remember, it might not look like a trunk full of Hermes. It might not look like a mansion on the hill. It might not look like, all these different things. Abundance comes from the heart. It comes from our connections. It comes from embracing our love and our desire and showing up for ourselves. And that's going to be a really important thing. At the root of us is abundance, because at the root of us, when we take away all the chaos of this world, at the root of us is happiness. It is. And it's connecting with that happiness again. Especially for those of us who have had choppier childhoods where, somebody tried to take that happiness away very, very early. It's reconnecting with our abundance and our happiness and our joy and ourselves. And that's going to be a game changer, like an absolute game changer. Our subconscious energy to be mindful of is the King of Swords. This is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. All right. The King of Swords is an unyielding energy that is negative self-speak, but also needs everything backed up in duplicate and facts. If it doesn't have facts, if it doesn't have knowledge, if it isn't XYZ, you're not going to want to know about it. And you're going to have to listen to your heart. And there can be somebody in your life like this. And it's like, I cannot, my emotions have merit, right? And I cannot fact check my own emotions, my own feelings, my own self. So just be mindful about this during this time, because it's somebody who's going to belittle them. It's not belittle them, but belittle these beliefs, like belittle emotions, because they're not their emotions. So how could they be true? So just be mindful about that. Our subconscious tarot message is the Queen of Pentacles. Subconsciously, we are a queen. We are powerful. We are abundant. We are assured. We are compassionate and loving, because that's what queen energy means to me. And it is a sense of, I am planting these seeds. I am moving them forward. I move forward in abundance. It's also taking great pride in ourselves and, really sitting there and saying, I matter. And that's a really important thing. Okay. All right, Capricorn. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Capricorn. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Bye.